Alrighty. Hey, Providence. Who hates slumlords? Woo! We hate slumlords. We're the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters. We're here today to call out the inaction of the city of Providence to adequately hold slumlords accountable. In a particular case of Tiara Graham's family, who've had to deal with slum conditions in their apartment since September of last year. No one should have to live in an unhealthy home. And so we're calling for the city of Providence to ensure a healthy home for Tiara and her family. She lives in Mount Pleasant neighborhood, and it's just taken too long for the Department of Inspections and Standards to hold her landlord accountable, the city of Providence to hold her landlord accountable, and she's continuing to have to live for all this time with broken windows, broken doors, chipping paint, lead paint. Her child was poisoned with lead levels in his blood that were not acceptable by any means, and mushrooms growing in the floor, and there are still many violations and they still haven't been taken care of. And we think that's unacceptable, that anyone should have to live in unhealthy housing. We're demanding healthy homes for all, and that's why we're here today. So quickly, we're going to maybe just do a chant, and then we're going to have Tiara speak. What do we want? Say healthy homes.
Healthy homes!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Healthy homes!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Healthy homes!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Healthy homes!
When do we want it?
Now!
All right, Tiara, you want to speak to your situation?
So I've been a resident of this apartment for over 6.5 years. My landlord decided that without notice, any prior notice, without even warning me that he was going to come and abate the bathroom, literally taking every single thing out of the bathroom, no toilet, no sink, no shower, for 6 days. Left me and my children pissing in a bucket like we was in a third world country. 2 weeks later, he decides to come back and do the kitchen and rip all this lead and paint and chipping all over our furniture, all over our pots, pans, dishes. And that time he decided he was gonna close the cabinet and glue them shut. I noticed something weird was growing on my floor, and if you look at the pictures, you can see there are mushrooms growing out of the floor. Once those cabinets were opened, there's another picture showing that there are a pot that he put under instead of fixing a $3 leak with a PVC pipe. That's all he needed to do. But instead, let me just sell it, get rid of it, and not take care of the issues, no matter if my tenant pays her rent on time and has 2 children living in the home. I've lived in this house, I paid this man his rent on time, and he's never had an issue with getting his money. So why do I have an issue to live safe? Why do my kids have to be subjected to lead, mold, mushrooms, leaks coming from the ceiling? Enough is enough, and a lot of you don't speak up and say anything, but I'm tired, and I am here to say something. If it's not just for myself, it's for your families as well. And when you bring it to the attention of the state, they do not do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. So here I am today to say no more. It's time for us to live healthy and pay. They need to make more homes so we're not out here in these streets. It's not fair, it's unjust, and this is not the way Rhode Island is supposed to treat their residents. In Providence, you gotta do better. Because me and my children do not deserve to be sitting here looking for an apartment with minimal of weeks to find somewhere else safe and healthy and affordable for us to live. So it's time for you to step up, do your jobs, get off your asses and out of those offices and into these landlords, and stop allowing them to treat us like shit. Because this is how I lived, like shit, for a year. And you don't have the answers, and I want them. I'm demanding them. Not for just me, but for your families too. Say something. Stop being afraid. You have rights.
Woo! Yeah, speak it. What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
Woo! Next up is going to be Mike from POWR, the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters, to speak about all the types of things that we need as residents, as renters, as working people in this city, in this state, in this country.
My name is Mike. I'm with the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters. POWR is a grassroots organization. We have no paid staff. We operate off of principles of direct action and solidarity. We formed to fight back against rent increases, slum conditions, substandard wages, and other issues that affect working people in Providence. Tiara joined us in April when we went public as an organization. We have been working alongside her to get justice in her fight against her landlord, Terryl Desuze. It's been 10 months since city inspectors found unsafe levels of lead in Tiara's apartment. City inspectors have been out over a half dozen times, citing numerous other code violations. The city has no official direct mechanism to protect kids from lead poisoning. There's no program for emergency housing for Tiara's family. There's no housing program which can make safe, affordable housing for her to move into. There's no mechanism for the city to seize the property or to otherwise force Desuze to fix the lead and other violations, besides fines which just amount to a slap on his wrist. We're demanding that the city find safe housing for Tiara and her 2 boys. Across the city, rents have gone up 20% in the last 3 years. The landlord in chief, Mayor Smiley, is raising property taxes, which will get further kicked down to renters all over the city. The housing crisis is real for renters. People put up with a lot because they don't have any alternatives. The market is not going to solve this problem. The recent state lead safety legislation and the landlord database that's being debated tonight are essential but not sufficient. The city needs rent control as a stopgap to keep this crisis from getting worse. The state should be constructing new public housing through a public developer with units owned and controlled by the residents who live there. The people of Rhode Island need good jobs and safe, affordable housing, not luxury condos or tax incentives for rich developers, like the ones trying to flip the Superman building across the street. In Providence, as in many places, the city will cite a landlord for failing to meet basic safety conditions, like they did with Tiara's landlord, and then turn around a couple months later and try to evict that tenant who raised the concerns in the first place. This is what they tried to do with Tiara, and it didn't work. She still needs a place to live. Her and her boys still need a place to live. And the city has no program to help her. And all the city inspections amounts to no accountability, no direct accountability for her and her boys. The city has failed Tiara to this point. They don't need to keep failing her. POWR is here and will be here to fight back against these conditions and to fight back against these landlords. The people of Providence deserve safe, affordable housing. Join us to help make that a reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Very important issue.
Yeah, thank you for your comments, sir. So yeah, what are we here for? Healthy housing! And when do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right, let's go march around this place for a while. Let these city councilors know what we need. What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Healthy homes.
When do we want
I'm
them?
disappointed that there's no media here.
That's just me. That's the only one.
Steve is
I'm
the best
independent.
media in the
Thank
whole
you.
fucking city. No, but
So yeah, thank you again for everyone who came out today. Thank you to the Childhood-Led Action Project who's been standing behind Tiara. Thank you to our friends from Reclaim ORI who just showed up. Lovely to see you. And again, we are the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters. We're here for every renting person in Providence and Rhode Island. And if you're having a problem with the slumlord that's not doing what they should be doing to keep you in a healthy home, please get in touch. You can find us at POWRPVD.org, and you can also find us on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, all that, and you can get in touch with us. We are, again, the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters, and every Providence citizen deserves a healthy home, whether they are a homeowner and or a renter. So, again, thank you everyone for coming out, and we will not stop until Providence ensures its citizens healthy homes for all. Thank you. Just so everyone knows, POWR is going to be doing a free community barbecue in a few weeks on Sunday, July 23rd, 2023. So again, free community barbecue, everyone. It's going to be at Dunnigan Park over on Valley Street in the Oliveville neighborhood. We're going to be talking about how the rent's too high and nothing's, being done about these terrible homes, about how inflation's eating everyone's paycheck, how we need more workers' rights, more renters' rights. And we're going to enjoy some free food and build community with each other, have maybe some children's games, things like that. So please come through to that. We also have regular meetings every Tuesday of the month, every third Tuesday of the month at 115 Empire Street at the AS220 Art Space Building. And anyone is welcome to come if you're a renter, if you're a working person who's down on their luck or wants to just help out and be an ally to those who are struggling. Come through to the meeting. And last but not least, we just learned that even though they were originally going to be hearing a ordinance for instituting a rental registry that would require every landlord to be regularly having their buildings inspected, the city of Providence has, decided, the city council has decided that can wait until September, which is just ridiculous. We want accountability now. We want healthy homes now. So one last time, what do we want? When do we want them? What do we want? When do we want them? What do we want? When do we